Friends, I welcome you. Generic Fantasy Adventure, the second season, the 10th episode. Are these humble heroes? No. I've looked it up. They are technically robber barons. They have successfully achieved titles of nobility through force of arms. So I congratulate you on your nobility and your force of arms. Very impressive. Perhaps less impressive is the fact that you are currently underground with a small child, and I believe you summoned Sparky in at the beginning or end of last. No,
we didn't summon him. No,
well,
because I can't block his ears. So
right. I'll hold him on standby nearby then, just in case you need him. Let's go ahead and load up the map for you.
Oh boy!
Get a look at this. I'm gonna see if I can show it to the audience. That's not right. Is this right? Yeah. Okay. Welcome to the zone. There's a false Hydra in the middle of the room.
Danger zone?
And then there's the 5 of you.
I love the image.
It's a... Listen.
It's an earthworm.
Yeah, so here's the deal. We're still in intros. Here's the deal. I have continuously talked about Rudra, Guineria's father, as being a Indian man of a certain age. My idea in my head is that he's played by Senthil Ramamurthy, who's also Dr. Mohinder Suresh from Heroes, or if you watch Covert Affairs, Jai. The fans have spoken, and they believe he is Jeff Goldblum. So how I describe things and how people see them, I can't control. But I want to be clear how this false Hydra looks, because I described it, and now people have posted a bunch of pictures of false Hydra, and it doesn't look like any of them. It is a earthworm with 3 bodies all melded together. And no, it's like rigid. It has barely any ability to move around in this form until you get to the top, where it has 3 heads that look like earthworms, but with eyes, except instead of eyes, they're soulless black pits with nothing inside of them. And it's constantly singing. Coming out of the ground, it does have Zelda-style, weird tape-like, withery, ash-white arms, noodles that end in a draconic-ish claw. So, I've showed you, the audience, what the battlefield's like. I've showed our players what the battlefield's like. I would like to roll initiative to get started here.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have looked at Discord.
You looked at Discord. This is always the first problem in any situation.
Okay, I'm going to ignore Discord for a few minutes, and yeah. All right.
Hey, let's go.
All right, well, I got a... Oh, that 19 was you guys. That's my bad. I was so excited. Nope, I rolled garbage.
Mine should have been rolled with advantage, so I need to just roll a second one. And...
Sure.
All right, so that should actually be my one there. That's Guineria. So that's not me rolling against what he got initiative. There we go, try that.
19 isn't bad.
Okay, here we go. So, well, let me roll again. I'm going to just roll a d20 plus whatever the modifier is.
Here. I will move you. No, I can't do that.
You don't add proficiency to.
No. What's your total initiative?
I need to roll second dice. It won't let me roll initiative again because I've already got initiative.
I see. Yeah. How about re-roll initiative? How's that?
Okay, well that's better then. So that's because the other one, that'll be the one I'll use then.
All right, so the whole party rolled higher than the false Hydra.
Yeah.
22, 19, 18, 17, 12. All right. Another thing to note, at any time you can spend a reaction to cover Broguni, the deaf elven child who you have brought with you down into this hellscape. You will take 100% of damage that is meant for her. You won't. It will be against her AC, not yours. And at the beginning of the round, as I mentioned last time, you are being surrounded by a web of the noodle arms, so I need everyone to make a strength saving throw.
No. I'm not good at that.
I don't give people initiative. They earn their initiative. This is a meritocracy.
This is why I don't roll when other people are rolling.
Tanira, you rolled a 12. Let me check my notes here. You have exactly dodged this action.
Oh, thank God.
That would have ended with you being grappled. As a result, for this round, you're all okay. You managed to Kool-Aid Man or burst out or roll out or some other way of force your way through this tangled web. Tanira, you were acting first. Choose your next words carefully. Didn't even let me get that out of my mouth before you're ready to jump in. Choose it carefully.
I think I want to start moving around a little bit, so 10, 15, 20, 20. I want to get to there. And then I'm going to use one of my rings of the ram, all 3 charges.
Okay. Talk me through this.
Let's see here. Spell attack to a creature you can see within 60 feet of you. Ring produces a spectral ram head. It makes an attack roll with +7 bonus.
Okay.
Okay, so just a normal attack roll.
Yep.
Bonuses are. Wow.
No.
Yeah.
You fire out. You completely drain this ring of the ram. I assume it's very Captain Planet style. As you shoot, the ram solidly hits the false Hydra, and the Hydra tips slightly and moves back into position as you are coming to realize it is solidly rooted in the ground that it is in. Like, there's no worm leg or like anything. It's in the ground, and it probably, you're realizing, has a body that goes much, much deeper than what you see above ground.
Okay. My bonus action, I'm just going to rage then.
Okay, you would like to rage. Very well.
I would like to rage.
It's a common choice. In combat. Do that. Gwyneria.
Hello. Yes.
I understand that you are raging or enraged, or the word rage is somehow involved in your process right now.
Yes. I am going to move 5, 10. I'm going to move to this point here.
Okay.
I have a sword in one hand. I have a bit of wool and amber in the other. Now I'm going to cast lightning bolt on this thing.
Very well. I believe I get a dexterity saving throw.
I inside. Right. I can click on the correct thing. Yep.
Saving throw for which I am ill-suited to succeed at. I rolled a 3 as Kithrix. Very well, roll your damage.
Why is everything slowing down?
Damn.
30 damage?
30 damage. Well, that's why.
It remains completely unfazed. You full on use one of your most powerful spells, Dead Center, on this thing's body,
Mm-hmm.
It is almost completely unaffected by that.
We'll just have to whittle it down. That's fine.
Okay. Got anything else?
Yeah, it's my bonus action. I ignite my sword.
It's a good call. Godric, you got like World of Warcraft icons on your character in the combat order. Oh, that's probably your combat style. That makes sense. You're muted.
Sorry. I think the shield is the defensive fighting. I forget what the little red thing is.
That's better.
Wind flurry, obviously.
I'm going to cast Sanctuary on the child.
Very well.
Has a 30-foot range, so I don't need to move.
Sure.
If the Hydra wants to attack her, it's got to make a Wisdom save of 13.
This is a great start. The audience is suspecting an anti-magic shield. I want to be clear. The spell hit it. The damage done is negligible compared to the percentage done of its hit points is very small.
1, 2, 3, 4.
30 is not an ouchie.
5.
I wouldn't want you all to think that I had screwed you on this one particular thing. That magic wouldn't work. I did trap you in a false Hydra den.
Trap. Kind of walked into it.
Yeah.
It's funny. I want to mention that this encounter was supposed to take place much later in the campaign, and most of the elves would have been dead. But James extremely cleverly assumed that his druid parents would be able to tree walk you. So I thought, you know what? Let's go with it. You seem like you're looking to get this done, so let's do it.
I think that's it. I'm just going to move closer.
Okay.
I don't have the movement to get into melee with it just yet.
Thanks, druids.
You know, speaking of Grimdark, James, it's Kithrisk. You know what? Just go, James.
Okay, no worries. So I am going to summon a beast of land, just next to it. So
You can do that?
it's a spell.
It is a spell.
That I've seen for the first time.
Did you give me Beast of the Land something or others?
I think I did give you. I gave you JSON templates for the 3 different beasts.
All right. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Otherwise, I can just make the rolls manually if you like.
Yes, I think that might be wise.
Okay, so I'm going to drop it in this square here, by the way. So, all right, so it will make an attack then. So its attack bonus is uses my attack spell modifier to hit. So it's going to be. So my attack spell modifier is just going to be my proficiency bonus plus my spell casting modifier, isn't it?
That sounds right.
Yeah, so it'll be plus 6. Does that hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and its damage will be 1d8 plus level 2 spell. Yeah, so 1d8 plus 6. So a big 9 damage. Sorry, but at least it's now in the battlefield.
Yep.
I thought I had downloaded all those JSONs. I just never uploaded them. But now I can't find them. All right. A big 9 damage, you say?
Yeah.
Very well. And I'm going to get a token out here just so that we know physically where it's located. And then I'm going to give you... let's see here. How do I give you ownership of stuff? Curious.
Yeah, it would have to be based on a character in the. It would have to be a character in the character map for you to assign missions to a player.
Did that work?
Yep. I can move it now. Yep.
Perfect.
Yay!
All right. You have hit them. It's their turn to do some really scary stuff. Let's take a look here. Yeah, sure. You know what? It's gonna start with the beast of the land that it's right next to.
Alright.
It's going to do a quick swipe of the claws.
AC is 13.
Well, 21's probably gonna get you.
Yep.
How many hit points am I looking at?
It has 30.
All of
This level.
It, instead of dealing damage, chooses to grapple the beast of the land and moves the beast of the land above it, positioning it above its mouths. And then it's going to start eating it.
Don't love that.
Yes, it will definitely hit with a 20.
Jesus.
One of the mouths stops singing to begin taking bites out of this thing as the swarm of white tape noodle arms begins lowering it down into a mouth in a sort of industrial, really mechanical way. It's almost like as it's lowered into the mouth, even though you're deafened, you can almost hear something like a saw grind, like something out of a sawmill. Okay.
Ew.
Don't love that either.
Tanira, you're up. What do you want to do here?
Rage against the dying of the beast.
I raged. Yes, I did that thing.
A rage towards the dying of the beast.
Yeah, sure. Why not? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then, yeah, I'm going to attack it with my fists.
Very well. You run forward.
Mother.
That die rolled over onto a 3 from a 19.
And
It's
another
tough to watch.
time. Are you shitting me right now?
You're physically hitting this thing. It's far too big to not be hit, but its body is just... You're just like hitting a punching bag. It's not going anywhere.
Even with the 14? Man.
14 will still not successfully deal damage.
Okay.
Sorry.
Bonus flurry of blows.
Very well. 2 more attacks.
Oh, I forgot to put on the +2.
That'll do it.
Sweet. I'll just roll the other attack. That'll do it. Just had to soften it up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Tenderize it.
Exactly. Was it +2 damage for raging? The other one. I probably should just do this at the same time. So 20 damage.
Your crusher does not apply here.
Bummer.
It is much larger than one size bigger than you.
Indeed.
I feel like that might be the anime reveal moment, though, is like you're like, oh, I keep hitting it, and then like a combination hit, 1 and then 2, and you're like, oh man, here it goes, it's gonna go flying across the room, and like one of the heads looks down at you, tilting its empty eyes at you, and you're like, oh fuck.
My fists are like smoking.
Veneria.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I don't want to hit any of my friends. I'm going to give it another lightning bolt because why not? Right?
I assume you're shooting it at level so it doesn't hit the beast of the land that's being held in the air.
Yes, I have moved strategically in order to
Cannot hit
get
any allies. That's wise.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Me saving throw here. Go ahead. Full damage.
Okay, where did it go? Another 27. Trying to soften it up.
It's called tenderizing.
Mm-hmm.
Got anything else?
No, not right now.
Okay. Godric.
Oh, yes, I do have something else. As a bonus action, I can give someone else my bardic inspiration.
Yes, you can.
I'm going to give it to...
They have to be able to see and hear you to get bardic inspiration. They can't hear you.
they have to be able to hear me. Fuck.
Yeah.
Not just see me.
James caught that instead of me. Amazing. Works for me.
Okay, then I'll still do it because I'm trying to mime it, but it's okay if it wastes.
What are you saying to inspire? Because the Hydra will hear it at the very least, and he might get inspired.
De-inspired.
Hydra inspired? I'm trying to shout. I'm trying to say, come on, you can do it. Bring the accent straight down, not across. Get in, dig into the fibers. You can do it.
The fibers. Oh boy.
Yes, I'm assuming that it goes.
It's really disturbing when you talk about the fibers of a living being.
Yes.
Well, speaking of the guy with the axe that cuts tough fibers.
Yes.
Let's talk about Axe Guy.
Do it, Axe Guy.
Can I ask a question, AP? Is this like a regular Hydra where you got to do something of damage in one hit to take a head off?
I feel like that would be an Arcana check.
Follow-up question: is it like Hercules where the heads multiply?
I mean, if that's the case, then if that's the case, and the 30 damage didn't take a head off, then I don't think we get much chance of taking heads off with anything that we can hit it with.
That's true. I'm gonna let you guys do all your checks first before I start.
Tanira got a 10 on a Arcana check. I feel like a basic minimum, all that you will know is that this is a dragon, not an aberration.
Oh, it is a dragon.
You get the literal minimum possible on that success.
Frickin' dragons.
Would anyone else like to make an Arcana check?
Is it just a...
Godric would love to make an Arcana check.
Yeah, I feel like it's a free action.
God, no.
Please, I want to see if it's good.
Okay, Kithers. I feel like on a 13, I can also tell you that this creature should be an aberration and has been molded. Its flesh and being has been molded into becoming a dragon.
Okay.
Unnaturally.
I want to see. This is going to be a long shot because I don't think Godric would have the expertise to know this.
Mm-hmm.
He's just operating off of a hunch.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing dragons came through here recently, is this thing suffering from dragon corruption?
Make an Arcana check.
Yeah, I am going to ask you to make a dragon Arcana check.
God dang it.
Now, I assume when you say dragon corruption, you mean the draconic greed from acquiring treasure of a dragon or otherwise being in a dragon's presence?
Yeah, something like that.
No, you think this being is immune to such small trifles.
Okay.
Okay, I have to make an Arcana check just because.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Listen, this
But
is what this
I
show.
just want to know if this thing has an intelligence.
There we go.
27.
27. Yeah.
Okay,
27 off of an 18.
I'll tell you what. I'll answer 5 questions. What do you want to know?
Okay, I want to know: does this thing have a coherent intelligence, like a mind?
It's a great question. Yes, it has an intelligence. It's less intelligent than a human in terms of being able to learn new things. But as a former aberration turned dragon, you believe that most of its intelligence isn't about learning new things. It's pre-programmed naturally. It's smarter than beasts. What it has is a literal malevolent evil implanted in it. Its intelligence is entirely in how it can cruelly manipulate those around it. You got 4 more questions.
It's a brain bug.
Questions. Okay. Does it have a weakness to anything that I can
Discern.
discern, like fire or
Like fire.
ice?
Its weakness is loss of blood.
Okay.
The one true weakness of everything.
Lots of blood, my only weakness.
Yeah.
Can it actually see us, or is it listening for us?
It can see and hear you.
Okay.
You got 2 more.
Is it impervious to anything? Can I tell? Has any of our attacks been particularly ineffective?
It is immune to the following conditions: blinded,
Punches.
charmed, deafened, grappled, prone, stunned, knocked unconscious.
Okay.
And punches.
Not immune to being punched. You have 1
It's
question
not my
left.
experience.
How deep under the ground do I think this goes?
Damn, what a great question. You got me. 40 feet.
40 feet. Yeah.
Sorry, it's 40 feet long, so it goes another 30 feet under the ground.
Okay.
All right. Now,
Thank you.
Godric, all that information, you don't know
I have
any of it.
none of it.
She has no ability to communicate it to you either. That's my favorite part.
I can lip read.
Let me ask, do you want to read Guineria's lips instead of fighting in combat?
No.
You wanna shoot the bow like this while looking in another direction, Hawkeye? Made you look. All right, Andrew.
Okay.
You had time to gold brick. It's time.
Yep. All right. Going to move into melee combat with it.
Very well.
Right here, I want to summon a ghost.
Sure.
I think this time I'm reaching out for someone who is like a trained or like a trained monster slayer or experienced monster slayer.
I want to say that instead of that, what you get is a dude wearing like a sumo thong. I forget what they're called. He just shows up with a little bit of a pot belly, stout. And he just looks at the thing and looks at it and like gives you a thumbs up.
Cool. And then we're going to unleash incarnation.
The answer is
Consume
Mawashi,
these.
by the way. Thanks, Rooster.
And we'll begin attacks. So the first attack is coming from. Let me think of a name for this guy. Bundin. That's a good one.
Okay.
Bundin song.
Yeah. So the ghost of Bundin is making the first attack.
Ooh.
Good start.
And roll damage.
Go Bundin.
And then 2 attacks from myself.
Okay. Yes. No.
Oh!
Natural one.
Fumble.
And then that's the damage for the 1 attack that hit.
You cut one of its heads off.
Damn.
Nice. And then I'm going to action surge. And I'll attack again.
The one that was eating, or the one of the ones?
One of the other ones. I'm not going to keep with that one.
So only one, but only one singing right now. Is that right?
That's correct. Those are both hit.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. And that is my turn for now.
Very well. It's tricks.
All right. I am going to reach into my tan bag of tricks and throw out a little fluffy ball, like a tribble. That I need to roll what it turns into. Could you go into the SRD directory to pull out what I tell you it is? It's a 6, which is a is a giant weasel. Could I have a giant weasel on this square here, please?
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Okay. Can I control it or not? Now, could you then move it to here to attack?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You must be truly desperate to pull a giant weasel on me. On me?
You might need to control the weasel, but it's attacking the Hydra.
No.
So.
You're the owner of the weasel now.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, then I will then use it to attack with.
It comes with all of its abilities and features, I believe. So, good luck.
Does that hit?
No.
No. Okay.
Sorry to inform you, James. The 13 does not hit.
Okay, and then the spirit will attack as well. So the spirit now is it?
It's
for being grappled. So that means it's a disadvantage.
Oh boy, let me go get my conditions.
Wait, I thought it couldn't be grappled.
It's grappling the beast.
Yeah. Oh.
You don't have any. You're not like at disadvantage.
Okay, so then it's attacking with advantage because it's got pack tactics.
Okay.
So I can do this manually. So it's either going to be a.
Did we ever establish which beast this was?
A beast of land.
Oh.
So it probably looks like, probably because it's only actually small. They're all small size, I found out, despite the fact they've got 19 strength.
Jesus.
So it's probably something like a spiritual puma or something like that.
Okay.
So it's either that or that.
15 will hit.
Okay, cool. And then its damage is that.
Okay.
Cool. And that's me done.
Oh boy.
Giant Weasel, Godric, Tanira will all be offered a premium opportunity of attack.
Yes.
Nice.
However, your enemy gets 3/4 cover over this as it dives into the earth, burrowing back down, dragging the beast of the land with it.
The 3/4 cover just gives it more AC, doesn't it? So it's a regular roll.
That's correct. 21 will hit.
14 won't.
No. 25 will also hit. Okay. Are you using the quarterstaff or the unarmed strike?
Quarterstaff.
Okay. 7.
Oh. I already did it. Never mind.
Yep.
I didn't see
So
it.
the false hydra ducks 20 feet into a tunnel that is difficult terrain for anything that's not small, releases the beast of the land, and then continues eating it while it's down here. Ironically, I didn't know it was small until this very moment. So it is basically not. So, like, If you were medium and dropped down here, you would be in a lot of trouble. However, this guy's going to be okay. I mean, insofar as it's also about to get eaten. Again. What's the AC I'm looking for?
13.
He gets it.
And yuppers, both of them.
Yeah.
I doubt I can totally get you on this.
Why was it with advantage on the second attack?
The second attack. Oh, you're right. He's not grappled anymore.
Grappled. But either
Not
would have
grappled,
hit, though.
let's take a look.
Either dice would have hit.
Yeah, 15 plus
Yeah.
5. Yeah. All right. And D8 plus 6. Oops. Big numbers, medium numbers, 14 more points of damage.
Okay, cool.
Now
So
you're
11
trapped
left.
down here with me. Just to be clear, though, the hole is right down. So even though your small creature can move comfortably down here, escape is basically impossible unless you have a climb speed.
But the tunnel above though is a full large size hole though. Is that right?
No, it is actually filling it in as it goes down. That's why it's getting
nice.
3/4 cover.
Okay.
It can burrow, so it's literally just using the tunnel as defense.
Yeah.
How far down did it burrow again?
20 feet.
Okay.
You can
My
still
damage-
make ranged attacks again at 3/4 cover through this tunnel.
My damage was actually 9. It didn't add the 2 rage bonus.
And then the beast of the land takes 7 psychic damage.
Ouch.
None of your characters have any idea why that's happening. Because you can't see it.
You said it takes 7 psychic damage, and I remembered that the beast of the land doesn't have its ears covered.
I mean, it's not a living creature. It uses my perception. So
Okay.
yeah, it's
That's
a spirit.
what I mean.
It's
Listen,
more the weasel.
if it could be affected by the singing, it should be. I'm not going to make the weasel roll either. That feels a little weird. I mean,
Well, I figured that the weasel, if I figured it's automatically going to be affected by it, but I'll use bonus actions to command it to strike the air, though. Basically,
I mean, we've established that animals definitely hear it directly. And then I'm going to tell you this so that the next time you see it, you aren't surprised, even though none of you see this happen. It begins regenerating.
Fuck. Don't love that.
That's Captain.
Tamira.
So
Sorry, gotcha. Start of the round. It's been 2 rounds since the beginning. Everybody that's on this side of the room gets to make. Oh, wait a second. It's 4x4 square. Everybody but Godric's copy needs to make a. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3. Nope. Do I want Tenera or Guineria?
tough choice. Such good players.
Guineria has honestly been scarier. So yeah, Godric the Weasel and Guineria. Eruption of the white noodle arms around all of you that begin trying to wrap themselves around you. Strength saving throws. Tenera, you're fine.
Yeah.
Save strength.
Listen, you say, wow, she's out here throwing 30 damage lightning bolts left and right, okay?
Yep.
You're like, I punch twice. And I'm like, yeah, okay. She's
We'll
like,
see.
I do 60 damage in 10 seconds. And I'm like, Giant
was,
Weasel, you're grappled and you're not going anywhere, bud.
Ooh, nice.
Guineria and Godric both luck out. I mean, I guess maybe not Godric. He has a +6 to his roll.
Or Guineria, because you rolled a
Guineria
natural
lucks
20.
out. All right, Tenera. I baited you before. I'm not doing it again this time. It is actually your turn.
Fine. So it's in the ground. I can't see it right now.
You
so if I
can
move-
see it. It has 3/4 cover.
Okay.
It is a mostly filled in tunnel behind it.
I'm gonna use one of the charges of the Ring of the Ram then.
You're going to shoot the ring of the ram down the hole?
Yeah.
Okay. Just be aware, it has 3/4 cover, so it has +5 to AC. Okay? Shoot your shot. You're really just going to use up all these rings, huh?
Yeah.
2 3s?
Wait, what?
Oh,
I didn't mean 2d20. Oh, but that's still 2 3s.
It doesn't matter. They both miss by a lot.
Fuck, man.
I mean, I feel like the ram, like, you see the ram
I'm selling these things as soon as we're
charging
done here.
forward. It charges bravely down into the hole. It just gets stuck part of the way down. It's like, you can't hear it, but it's like, wah, wah, and then it just dissipates after a short time.
I mean, that's all I can do at this point, except for maybe I'll back up since it's not, I can do without
Okay.
incurring anything.
All right.
That's my
That
turn.
was yours.
Yeah, that's my turn, I guess.
Quinaria,
yes.
the weasel is grappled.
The weasel is grappled. Well, this is what I want to do. I can see some of the creature at some.
You can
some
see
length?
none of the creature from this angle.
Okay.
You have to be
Well-
standing adjacent to its tunnel to look down into it.
Okay. Well, I don't like that it's hiding in its tunnel. So I'm going to try and do something.
I'm
to
sorry
get it
you
out.
decided to fight a creature in its natural environment and it decided to use its stats against you.
Technically,
Yeah,
it's Guineria's
but I-
natural environment because it's her
True.
town.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
It's under my town.
That's
I
some
don't
real
live
fuck-
down here.
It's
No.
my town now.
Mine. Okay. Because I want to drop a cloud of daggers on it. So that means I need to move up in order to see it, in order to do this.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Come forward.
1,
If you're on the Price is Right, let's go.
2.
Mhm.
Cloud of daggers. Do-do-do-do-do. I have to cast it as a second level only. I'm going to drop it right there.
Sure. Is it
Sorry about
also
the spirit.
hitting that?
I'm about to drop the spirit anyway, so
Yeah, I was
That's
going to
fine.
say, does it also hit the beast?
It's
Yeah, I think so.
only a 5x5 square, so if
Okay,
I can
all right. It
target
just
I'm only
jumps in
putting
the
it on
false
one
height.
edge
Just-
of this thing,
Sure.
Tickling it a little bit.
tickling it a
I
little bit.
believe that it doesn't happen until the start of its turn. Yes.
Yes.
So when it enters the spell's area for the first time, or on
Or
the turn it starts.
when
When it's
Yeah.
So it's not going to start until its turn. But yeah, you know what? I'll go ahead and take the damage off now, so I don't forget.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
We're paying that forward.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I still have movement left, so I run
Sure.
up, cast a spell,
Run
and
back.
Good bonus action to give the weasel bardic inspiration. No, you're not
does a
going for that
weasel
one.
understand any of my languages?
It's a spirit weasel from a magic bag. How
Okay.
would you know?
weasel.
Exactly why she's not doing
Fine, I'm
it.
gonna give it the bardic inspiration. I'm gonna
What do you
say,
say to it?
weasel, jump down and do your thing.
It's
Fight and
grappled, so
claw.
it can't
you
go
must
anywhere.
save the land.
It feels it. It feels your D8 of
There you
magic
go.
entering it, but it's also grappled, so it's not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
Just weasel
Yeah.
your way
Well,
out.
it can bite. It can chew its way out. Then.
You can't chew your way out of these strange draconic tendrils, but
Aw.
okay.
Not with that attitude.
Aw.
You can escape it by making an athletics or acrobatics check, just like everybody else.
Well, maybe it'll use it on its roll. Who
Godric,
knows?
what's up with you?
Okay, so it's down in the hole. I can still see it down in the hole, right?
Correct. 20 feet away,
Um,
3/4 cover. There's also a bunch of daggers and a spirit of the land covering it.
Is there a place down there I can like get next to it? where
Oh,
I
you
wouldn't be in
absolutely
the-
can drop down into this hole if you want to.
Okay.
All right, you go on a wild journey of like.
Oh no.
Just to be clear,
No, hold
getting
on.
back
I'm
out is
not-
not going to happen.
I'm not dropping down.
You're sending.
I'm gonna drop the ghost down there
Okay.
and then swap places with it.
Sure. Go ahead. You
It's
are
like a
now
s-
standing directly over its mouths.
It's like a human slinky.
Great.
Which square would you like to be in?
Yeah, B.
Right there.
Very well. Okay. Your guy changes places with you. Yeah. What do you want to do now?
I'm going to attack.
Okay. You are at disadvantage.
I will use my inspiration for the first attack.
Very well. It is rough swinging in this. You're a dwarf. This is still a very small tunnel for you. 15 will hit.
Okay, and then I'm disadvantaged for
go.
the second attack, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So your
Roll
advantage
double
attack roll actually misses. Because when you use inspiration, you cancel the
Oh, that's right. I
disadvantage
canceled it
out.
out.
So it's
Okay.
still missed. And the second one would
Was
have been...
disadvantage.
That will hit, yes.
Yes.
Roll damage. 10.
Nice.
Very well. Got anything else? Any more tricks up your sleeve?
No, I think that's it. At least for now.
Ithrix.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith onto the girl.
Okay.
So let's do
Just to be
that.
clear,
And
she's just like hanging out back here.
that's
watching
fine.
this.
Scared out of her
reason for this.
mind.
Okay. And
She doesn't seem scared.
that as a free reaction because of my focus lets me teleport up to 15 feet after casting a spell.
What the
So I'll
fuck?
So I'll teleport to.
I feel like I
there.
should have read this item better.
It also means that the spirit goes away though because it's of concentration is no longer on the spirit of
Very well. I
land.
gotta move this bad boy out of the way. Get this thing. Put him back. There we go.
And then I will move to there, and I will shoot at it twice.
Okay.
Shield of Faith is
And
just
you
such a good
can't
spell.
order the giant weasel around this turn as a result, right?
That's right. It will act as it would naturally.
Cool. Make a strength saving throw for it.
Okay,
or sorry,
nice.
not strength saving.
But let me do my attacks first because it acts after
Sure,
interacting.
sure. It'll be athletics or acrobatics. It doesn't have a skill in either, I believe.
Yeah.
But you can certainly roll.
Nice.
Unbelievable. Sure, go ahead. Well, you know what? No one say anything. Don't let the audience
Nice.
have the pleasure. All right, no, just don't. Just don't.
And
Not
then
like
second
this.
attack, extra attack.
Uh-huh.
Hit.
Yeah, it's a hit. My
Yeah,
big
no,
scary
so-
boss. It's hiding under the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reason will make its skill check, I guess. Yeah, let's have a look.
Athletics
Acrobatics?
or acrobatics. Yeah.
It'll
needs
be
to beat a
acrobatics.
15.
Hey, it's out.
Literally, pop goes the weasel. Just right out. That does, however, take its action.
Yep. Fine. I'm
You
done.
want to do anything with that?
So
Do you want to do anything with the weasel? It
Well,
can't
I mean, well,
because
it's-
it's just acting like a weasel. Yeah.
yeah, so it'll probably run away in that
It's,
case.
it's
It'll start running
definitely
away.
not thinking about jumping down there. It does start running 30 feet over this way. Okay. Got anything else?
No, that's it. All I got.
I'm thinking regenerate. Sounds good. You are literally watching its body stitch itself back together, Patrick. It has seen you teleport. Patrick, you take 2d4 psychic damage.
I take 2d4 psychic damage. Okay.
Take 5.
Okay.
And there was a creature down here with it, right? Oh, no. It's not. Never
Not
mind.
anymore. That was a beast that's gone
Yeah,
now.
don't worry about it then. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you stole its meal. You made it go away.
Godric. What can I say? Free attack of opportunities. It moves away from you.
All right. Was this a disadvantage as well?
Yes, because you're fighting in a tunnel. It's too small for you.
20.
Yep, 20 will hit. That's exactly what you needed.
Or 12 damage.
Guineria. It pops out of the ground directly beneath you.
Okay.
Let's start at the beginning. I'm gonna get a claw grab on you. 18.
Yes.
It will forego doing damage to grapple you.
Okay.
Is it going to attempt to start making a meal out of
yeah. It has you grappled. It's covering you in the white tapes. And it begins gnawing on your foot.
Ah!
23, I'm assuming, hits based off of empirical evidence.
Yeah.
Science. Oh, God.
Oh,
You take 13 points of damage.
okay.
You can feel it beginning to saw through your Achilles tendon.
Well, I'll just have to hit it back.
Don't worry, there's magic for that.
Yeah. Not worried.
And that will use my full 40 feet. Getting to Guineria. 20 down. Sorry, 20 movement, 20 up. All right, I'll go bury you next round. Tanira.
Question: how do I help get somebody ungrappled? Is that just a help?
No one is currently grappled. So, sorry, you mean Guineria. You're talking about Guineria.
Yeah.
I don't think you can help somebody get ungrappled. One way to do it would be to grapple the creature, but this thing's immune to grappling. It's simply too big for you to handle.
Could you take the 8 another action, which gives her advantage on her check?
Absolutely, yes. You could move next to her and take the 8 another action, which would do that.
Then I
would need to be adjacent to her.
I will do that. I'm going to use my boots of springing and striding to jump all the way over there.
Impossible. You think monks can just do whatever they want anytime they feel like it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Now I have to swim to get
And the 8 action is just my action, right? I can do a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows requires you to have attacked.
Damn it.
It's in flurry of blows, trust me.
Okay.
You could take Step of the Wind or something if you really wanted to.
No, I'm going to lose my rage bonus. On my way there, can I use one of the... No, because I could do that.
Mm-hmm. You just have to assume that you will take damage before the beginning of your next turn.
So I'll jump over there, and then midair, can I use one of the ram rings charges?
You've fully depleted both rings, right?
I depleted one, and I used one charge of another one. And there's 3 charges.
I don't think those are bonus actions, though. I think those are actions, right?
Right. So does it take an action to use the boots?
No, but if you use the ring, you won't be able to help Guineria.
I realize that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can definitely fire the Ring of the Ram on your way over then.
On your way over. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see if this +7 will finally work.
Well, the great news is that it has surfaced, so it will be easier to hit. There be no slash there, matey. Only question marks.
That was a 17, bro.
17 will hit.
Okay, cool. 2d10.
2 and a 3. 2 and a 3.
You got your 3. Are you happy?
No, not really. It was statistically slightly higher than I'd like.
All right, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to flurry of blows.
Very well. I love how you're like, Guineria, I'll help you.
You'll help me by tenderizing it. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna help you by punching it real hard.
I don't think you can use the quarterstaff, by the way. I think you have to use
be my fist.
unarmed attacks. Yes.
Gotcha.
I mean, the roll won't change. It's just the damage will change.
Okay. I'll roll the damage regular then.
Sure.
And then I'll do the second attack.
Oh, no.
Wow. Okay, that didn't work.
Only you were a halfling.
I know. Next time, halfling monk. Let's go for it.
Pathfinder, halfling, cavalier, dog rider. Look it up. It's real.
Do we need a
yeah.
break?
That's my
Or
turn.
ads?
Yeah. We're pretty close. All right. We will be back after these ads in about 5 minutes for the middle part. Place your bets. Will the party survive or not?
The meat in the sandwich.
Oh, God. This is not a meaty sandwich you want to be a part of. Ah, yes. The classic Ring of Fire Resistance. It will be used exactly once a campaign to save your wife. And then you'll feel better. For those who don't understand it, it's a Critical Role reference. What can I say? We're back once more with Guineria. Your leg is being torn off very slowly.
Yes. I'm grappled.
Indeed you are.
So I have a question.
Yes.
If I'm grappled, does this impact my attacks?
Right now, no.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Later,
If you get
possibly.
dragged underground, yes.
I have a fiery sword. That's what I'm just thinking.
Sure. Go ahead.
Can I use the fiery sword to attack these tendril
Listen,
things?
you're the one that told me you were never going to use a sword in this campaign and that you were a magic user. If you want to break...
Did I say never or
You
hardly
said
ever?
never.
Hardly ever.
You
Well,
said
too
never.
bad.
Say never. If I've learned
I
anything,
didn't expect to fight a false hydra with weird fang tentacle.
You can't Gilbert and Sullivan me on my own show, by the way. Go ahead and do your flaming sword attack, but don't pretend like I wasn't there when you swore you were a magic user only. Stab it. Stab into the Hell's Hearts beast. Go ahead.
I bought a flaming sword. I gotta use it at some point.
what kind of flame is it? Color.
That's orange.
Oh.
Fire color.
Wrecked. This motherfucker's over here begging for green flame over here. Didn't get it.
Didn't even get
He
it.
doesn't understand the
22.
reference.
Nope.
Just tell him it's not a sword. It's actually a brand.
22 will hit. A brand with a sharp edge and no mark at the end of it.
There's a
So
mark.
it's-
It's just
sword
linear.
shape.
4 regular
sword.
damage.
Yes.
And
Linear branding.
10
Okay.
fire damage.
Ridiculous.
Get that fire damage.
It's time
Trying
for
to cut
all of my
myself.
enemies to get rings of fire resistance as well. Just whole body is just encompassed by a
Yeah.
massive band.
Yeah, that's why I chose my race the way I did. I don't have to get a ring now.
What else you got for me?
My bonus action can be
If only we could use bardic inspiration.
yeah. I don't think nope, there's nothing that I can do. I can't healing word because I can't hear the word of healing on myself.
It doesn't require.
That
you to
doesn't
hear the
require
word,
you to be
though.
able to heal
No.
it or hear it.
Oh,
You are
okay. Then I
deafened,
will,
though.
As long as the gods can hear it, that's all that matters.
Yes.
oh, okay.
Yes, but hold on, you are
And they're-
deafened.
Yes.
Ears are never closed.
That it doesn't do the same thing that it did in Pathfinder though, where deafened would give you a 20% chance to fail spells or some shit like that. You're good.
Just says verbal.
Yeah, you're good.
Doesn't
You
say
can
anything.
word of healing yourself.
As long
Pray
as
to
you can
gods.
speak, you can do it.
You can definitely speak for now.
Can
Yeah.
we give the gods inspiration?
7 back. Yeah, so I reattach my tendon. Oops, not 3,221.
I wish I could say the gods are always inspired, but the gods are run by me and I'm never inspired. So gotta have the
Okay, that's my turn. I attack the tendrils that are holding me and I heal my leg.
Godric, you're at the bottom of the hole.
You got a whole lot of problems.
Whole lot of problems.
Yeah.
All right, Ghost Godric is going to move here. Then I'm going to swap places with it.
Okay. Ghost Godric's in the hole.
And then I will step here. I'll dismiss Ghost Godric since he doesn't need to be in the hole. He's not going to do me any good in the hole.
Very well.
And let's see.
We all fell in the hole.
Everybody went in the hole.
Yeah.
I'm going to use one of the charges on my Ring of Spell Storing to cast Searing Smite.
Okay.
And then I will attack. This is going to be normal, right? And it's not disadvantaged?
Correct. It is on the surface.
Okay.
Sure, his
Again,
ring
for
works.
now.
So first attack.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Does that...
That's a
It's
natural
just going to
20.
double the weapon damage. It's not going to double the smite damage, right?
If you hit crit, it knows to do that though. On the Foundry knows how to do that.
Okay. All right. So this is the... Oops, that was wrong. I should have hit the critical damage.
Yeah, I can maybe make this saving throw.
So it's going to take an extra...
Absolutely blasted that saving throw.
Yeah. It's just not going to be on fire on its turn. It's still going to take the extra d6.
Sure.
Let me roll my next attack.
You want to roll your extra damage from the
Searing Smite.
Yep. Okay, so I rolled my... I'm doing this backwards. This is the critical hit damage. And then the 10 is the second attack that hit. And then I'll roll the damage from Searing Smite. That was on the critical hit. Do I double the damage? It's giving me the option
You
to roll
double
crit
the
damage.
dice. You double the
Double the
dice.
dice. Okay.
And then the one d6 for the series. It's only on one attack, is it right? Or on all attacks?
It's only on the first attack.
Okay. Yes.
And so the first attack was a crit, so I crit the dice for
He
the...
rolled the 2d6 right there. That's the 10 damage. Okay. You kill the singing head. Put it right off.
Are they
So
all
it's-
singing?
No, so what one would stop to start eating the beast, and now presumably that's the one that's eating Guineria.
Mhm.
One was cut off before, the other was cut off. So there's no singing right now.
Correct.
Bardic inspiration all around.
But we've still got to unpluck our ears. I don't know if you want to do that though.
No.
It's still got one head left that can sing, and maybe they regenerate heads if it's like a regular Hydra.
Got anything else, Godric?
No, I think that's it for my turn. How many heads
Well-
does it have left?
One head.
It's the one.
Just one that we can see.
Just the one that you can
One
see.
little needle.
You flip it end for end, and it's just its head's all the way down.
These are its 3 butt heads, actually. In fact, it's actually got like 10 actual heads. All right, I will start by shooting at it twice. First one, that'll hit
Sure.
for 8, and then the second one. Will also hit. Sorry, all my damage. So they should. I'm feeling it's not carrying the +2 damage for the braces of archery. So
Sure. So I'll take 4 more off.
and then 2 more from the one. I got 4 more from before as well from the previous round when I shot it.
Sure, another 4.
And then I'll use my bonus action to command the weasel to get back into the fight.
He's
That
not
weaseling around.
thrilled about that, but you know, he's a spirit weasel from a magical ball you pulled out of your coat. So yeah, whatever. Have him throw down. He
Idiots.
successfully bites into that delicious withering flesh.
6 damage.
Mmm, delicious. Nothing bad will come from a weasel tainted of the blood of this creature.
And I'm spent.
Sure. The singing head grows back.
Fuck.
Is it still singing, or does it have to start singing
It
again?
has to start singing again, and it is not
Okay.
currently doing that, but it is back. Weasel, Godric, Tanira, you all get a reaction to attack. You are throwing against 3/4 cover.
Oops. Nope.
James and his fucking musical sound ass bullshit.
Woohoo! 20 for no weasel.
Hey, 6.
Pretty sure I hit 10.
Nice job, Weasel.
Forget how do we add mods?
job,
Because I
Weasel.
want to add that to my.
James, can you fill in Andrew on Discord about how to turn on critical noise? That's what he's asking.
After the session, all right?
Sure.
No worries.
Guineria,
Yes.
you're going 20 feet down and 20 feet across into the
Okay.
wall.
Oh.
You're getting King Kong. You're coming with it.
Okay. Ooh. I don't know what it. Yeah. It seemed like
And
too
let's
much.
see here. Gonna go ahead and get some gnaws on you. What kind of AC am I looking to hit? Well, that'll definitely do
But
it.
yeah, 17.
Yep.
That's fine. It's fine. Roll some damage. Come on.
6.
6.
And then
Alright.
the other one. You were grappled.
Yeah.
9. Okay, so 15 more
Alright.
damage. How you doing?
I'm only halfway. I'm still good.
You have dark
Still
vision,
good.
right?
Oh yeah.
It is dark. You're basically being buried while also being eaten alive. You've
Mhm.
been dragged down into the ground, and then further, it's creating an entirely new tunnel while moving away from the rest of your group.
Okay.
It's cold and slimy and dark, and your foot is in its mouth right now.
Good thing you know Dimension Door.
Yeah. You're a surprise. Oh.
I've
That's
got a
okay.
surprise.
Oh.
It's strength saving throw time. Let's see here. Weasel, Godric, Tanira. A burst of arms everywhere. Strength saving throw. No, you can't. You can't. First off,
Whoa.
no, Tanira, hold on. You rolled with advantage. Hold
I know.
on.
I'm raging. I have advantage on strength saving throws.
What?
He does. Strength advantage on strength checks.
And it wouldn't have mattered because it was on the first one anyway. All right, I got the Weasel.
I knew I took Barbarian for a reason.
I got the Weasel, everybody. All right, Tanira, you're up.
All right. This thing's underground right now.
Yep.
Okay. I don't. Is it this box right here?
You can't see it. I will outline the box that it has dug. Hold on, because I'm having trouble seeing. Right here. And that will lead you down into the tunnel it's currently in. You want to hop down here?
Can I see it?
From where you're standing right now, no. You have to go into the hole to see it.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's jump in there. On the way down, I want to use one of those rings of the ram as soon as I see it.
Okay. It's you make it to the bottom. Down here.
Yeah.
Strength saving throw. Or sorry, attack roll.
Attack roll. Okay. Are you shitting me right now?
That's a natural 1 for the folks at home. The ram goes out and it is trying to crawl through a hole that is too It just gets stuck and its little butt is wiggling almost in your face. Just trying. Quinaria can see it futilely struggling to get through this dirt and rock.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to flurry of blows then.
You fell down, and you're a monk, so you fall with no problem.
Right.
You are advancing at half speed. As long as you have 40 foot of movement, you can make this happen.
Yeah. How many? I could just use my boots whenever, right? Or
I
is there like
don't think that's how that works.
Okay. Let me check real quick. Doesn't say there's any kind of amount of times I can use it. Just says I can jump 3 times the normal distance.
You can jump 3 times. Yep. Okay. I mean, there's no space to jump down here, though.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
You're just Marioing into a tunnel.
Gotcha. So I can get there though, right?
You're crawling. Do you have a movement speed of 40 or higher?
Yes.
Then the answer is yes. You can get into base-to-base contact with it.
All right. Flurry of blows.
Very well. You've really worked to make this happen.
Yeah, I really do. I'm trying to do as much. Like everybody's doing all this damage, and I'm just almost rolled a 1 again. So
Okay. 21
just
will
having
hit.
a time.
Barely, but it will hit.
Oh, +2. I forgot to put. Are you?
Nope.
13 doesn't hit. Eight damage for me. That's all she wrote.
Quinaria.
Okay. Can I grab Tanira?
Yep.
Where she is?
Yep.
Oh crap. Hold on.
GM loading tip. 3/4 cover provides you with +5 to AC and the dexterity saving throws.
Good
Maybe
to know.
some other stuff.
Okay. So I reach out to grab Tanira and say, Tanira, come with me! And I cast Dimension Door.
Tanira, are you a willing creature?
I am a willing creature.
Okay. I need to know what direction and what distance you're traveling.
I am traveling. I know that I want to go. We came roughly 20 feet.
Well, you can go anywhere you've been.
Yeah, I can go anywhere I've
been.
been, and we've been next to the deaf girl, so I'm gonna go back there.
Okay. Very well. And grab the 2 of you.
Dimentio.
Over.
Whatever I need to say. And that's why I didn't power my lightning bolts earlier. I knew I'd need this. Woo! Ha ha. Stole your meal again.
I mean, you were the meal, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's.
You just
I love
called
that you're
myself
mocking
hello.
it verbally.
Yes.
She
Interconic.
took vicious mockery.
Yes.
Anything else from you?
No.
There's still quite a wound with blood pouring out of it on your ankle.
I know what I'm doing next turn. Yeah.
I'm gonna get her name correctly. I'm really concentrating, and I can't remember whether it's Grogani or Gugroni.
Ugroni.
It's Grogani is
Grogani.
looking at you with a very serious amount of concern
Oh.
as you arrive in front of her. Godric.
Nice.
Still got 2 heads
Come down
left.
to the hall. How bad could it be, brother?
It's real nice down here.
I mean, I've done that already once before.
This weasel's, you know,
How far away is it in the hole?
20 feet, but you're moving at half speed.
No, I'm just gonna summon what I name him? Bundin? I'm gonna summon Bundin down the hole and have him attack.
You don't get to summon the same person twice in a row. We rotate through people, remember? I try never to do the same guy. All right, fine. You've done it before, but in the beginning, I never wanted it to be the same person twice.
Okay.
Mushroom guy is still out there, tormented forever.
I don't know if I can summon Mushroom Guy again. But
so, just to be clear, you also have to spend some amount of movement moving down. So you have to move down 20 feet before you can move over 20 feet.
I was gonna say, is he down the hole and to the side, or
yes, he is. Yes, and it's all difficult terrain for you, so he is moving much faster than you.
Gotcha.
This is a strong defensive measure. Tanira gets around it because she's a monk and she can just fall into holes and then run very quickly. You do not have the same set of skills.
I think instead of sending the echo down, then I'll just I'll delay action. Or hold action.
What are you readying for?
I'm gonna ready Word of Radiance for whenever the thing pops back up.
Okay. Hit tricks.
All right. I will bonus action.
I still wanted to summon my ghost next to me. I just not sending him down the hole.
Sure.
I'll bonus action to mark the Hydra as my favored foe, which will end the shoot of fate on the girl. Doesn't say that, no. I checked that. I checked the wording. It doesn't say it to see the target at the time.
Oh boy, I'm gonna check that one.
Well, it doesn't. I mean, I suppose I could declare my mortal enemy, but it only works while you're concentrating.
Your mortal enemy.
It's Gary from Pokemon.
Pokemon is cool as hell, though.
So that'll end Shield of Fate
on the girl. It says you choose a creature you can see within range. Yeah, you absolutely can't see it.
Does it say that?
Yes.
I'm looking at what was copied into...
first line of the spell. I'm looking at D&D Beyond.
Okay, that's not the word it copied into Foundry. It says when when you hit it... No, you're thinking of Favored Enemy, not Favored Foe.
I have Hunter's Mark open.
No, that's different. That's a Hunter's Mark spell. Favored Foe.
Oh, Favored Foe.
Yeah, but you're right, though. It does actually require make a hit roll. When you hit. I keep thinking it's a bonus action. It's not. It's when you hit with it, you can declare it as your favored foe. Okay, so I'm just then declaring I'm holding reading a ranged attack, and the weasel then can I will still command it to try and escape, so I can then decide when to move it. So it will make an acrobatics check.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Again.
So I'll just move it to like the middle here somewhere.
Sure.
There we go.
Got anything else?
That's it.
The singing restarts.
Look.
We don't know.
See its mouth move.
Anira.
Can I... First of all, put these rings away, because they suck.
I believe... You dealt damage. Are you literally just going to stand there and take your rings off? Just mid-comp? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then can I see... I can't see the worm yet, can I?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Then I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold an action for it to resurface, and then...
When it resurfaces, you'll do what?
Attack it.
Very well.
With my fists.
Guineria.
I'm going to drink my healing potion.
You have a healing potion?
Yeah, got it. Which session? First season. Yeah.
Okay.
Just 44 each.
Did we all get one?
I don't know. It was from the village when we were dealing with Yelvrik, the king of the Western Wastes.
Thought that was a long ass time. That was episode 1.
Yeah.
You held on to that bad boy.
Really worked for that one. All right. What else do you have after you drink this delicious 17 hit point potion?
Oh, 17. It's lovely.
Enough to undo one attack.
There we go.
Your ACL's back.
There, yeah. Just everything regrows.
Just pour it
My
directly onto the
leggings!
ACL.
Oh,
Yeah,
I gotta
right.
get a new pair. I am going to turn off the flame on my sword and put it away.
Okay. I believe if you have nothing else, that will lead us to Godric.
Mm-hmm.
Is this thing still just hiding down there?
How would you know? You want to go down there and check?
Not particularly. Let's see. I think me and my ghost are just going to move here. And I'm going to ready the same action, just Word of Radiance next time it pops out.
Okay. Ithrix.
I will stay readying a ranged attack.
Anir. You drop out of rage.
You're right, I do. But there's nothing I can do about it until it resurfaces. So, just gonna hold my action again.
Anir, yeah.
I'm gonna get out my longbow. Have an arrow knocked in ready so that if it appears again, I can just loose.
Godric.
I think Godric is getting really frustrated because he's seen this thing start to like
Regenerate.
regrow and regen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he knows that while we're not hitting it, it's just getting better.
Just healing under the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I have anything I can do? That's not gonna work. No, I think I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna ready word of radiance.
Okay. Ithrix.
Alright, I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to signal everybody the universal sign of we're leaving. We need to leave. And I'll just because I can, I'll ready a ranged attack just in case.
Okay.
No, you don't get to sit in my lap and bite me. That's
Anir,
not a thing you get to do.
let me ask, are you leaving? Heading back through one of the tunnels to head up?
I don't see it, then yeah.
Okay. Guineria? Same question. Heading back up
Yes.
into the tunnels? Okay.
Yep.
Godric? Godric, are you heading back up into the tunnels?
Yeah, I'm heading back up with everyone else.
Ithrix, can I assume that you are also heading back up into the tunnels?
Yep.
Very well.
So once we're sort of like out of the den area, I want to get the girls' notebook and basically write, we can't defeat this. If it's near death, it will just flee and regenerate. The only option is to convince the townsfolk to leave the town. We have to convince them to leave the town because we can't. We lack the ability to defeat this thing.
I think Godric agrees. I think he can't vocalize it because we're there's just a plug that gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'll just do one of these.
I want to say marching order back up the tunnel. Godric's in the back and the ghost is in the front.
Okay. Hold on for a second. I'm having to create an entirely new battle map to ambush you in the tunnels on your way up.
Sounds fun.
I mean, let me ask you a question, AP.
Yes.
Is there value in doing that? It's not doing enough damage to us. We can only hurt it to the point it flees, and we can't hurt it anymore.
It hasn't dealt a lot of damage to you yet, but it is also going to continue harrying you on your way back up.
But I mean, I'm going to ask you: is it valuable content to just have this constant? Like, it's not going to kill us. We're just going to be leaving.
I'm contesting your
Right.
theory that it won't kill you. I am of the opinion you are not very hurt right now, but it also hasn't really concentrated on fighting you guys so far, honestly. I'm thinking, not even looking at your character sheets, I'm thinking several people are quite low on spells. I'm thinking that a lot of what has allowed you to get through this action surge, key points, all that is fading away, and this thing is still perfectly in maximum conditions. So, Rad tried to talk me out of doing the finale of A Time of Total Warfare. He was like, so this is it, Arthur, you're gonna kill the entire cast in the last episode? And I was like, calm down, I've seen this show before, I know the heroes always win. James, you can't give me my Resident Evil, you're chased down a tunnel by Nemesis moment? This is...
Well, I mean, do it as a skill challenge. I mean, trying to get away. We're not going to try and stay in the damage.
I like that,
to it.
actually. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. All right. Skill challenges are still 3 successes before 3 failures, I believe. Therefore, I will put it to the group. If you get the successes before the failures, you are not horrifically ambushed and suffer a truly horrifying slog where most of you are trying to get back up through a tunnel and some of you are dragged into a hellish, like, that dimension door trick isn't going to work twice. You know what I mean? I don't think you have another 4th level spell, but in the end, you'll run out of them. It took you many minutes to get down here. So, it is, each person has to act before you can go back around again. We're not an initiative. You tell me what skill you think will help you in this situation to escape a false Hydra, to get back to the top of these horrifying tunnels that you happen to know are confusing as hell. There's lots of spring outs from them. There are dead drops where if you step in the wrong area, like Guineria had happened, you'll just fall through them down into a pile of bones. They're traps. There's a rich tapestry of skills for you to choose from.
So I'm going to start, and I because you just mentioned traps, I'm going to go on
roll perception. Yeah,
perception
of course, James. What do you need? What are you going to give me? A 30? Go ahead. Give me a 30, James. I'm excited.
I'll use my my inspiration from last session on this.
Motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Motherfucker. Don't listen to that noise. Don't listen to that noise. That noise is fake. He got a 25. That noise is fake. 25. Eagle Eyes up here is leading the convoy. It's just like trap, 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 trap.
It's a
I
trap.
feel like probably you notice when like the soil is like dropping and you're like, it's nearby, but like you can't say anything. So you're like gesturing to everyone. You all stop. So it doesn't know that it's passing by like a freight train, subway car nearby.
I was going to call stealth until you said traps and deadfalls.
Well, listen, if it comes back around, you can do stealth
Yep.
again.
Yeah.
Who's next?
I think,
Who's got a
I think
skill?
Godric's going to do athletics for everybody.
Tell me about how you're helping the whole party with athletics.
I think in any area where people are like slowing down or getting stuck, he's like grabbing them and pulling them forward, or pulling them out of the mud, or pulling them out of holes, or helping Gwyneria with her busted leg, or helping carry the child if she starts falling behind.
The kid is probably doing better than all of you. She
And
hasn't.
the rest of us.
She hasn't had any combat. She's not running on adrenaline. She's just chill, man.
She's
Maybe
also a
that's the
child in a
scariest thing
scary
of this whole
situation.
combat. Yeah.
I think I'll probably carry the child on my back if it's easier.
I
for
mean,
it,
you're
since
in
I
a
have bed,
tunnel.
or-
You're squatting down, if you'll
Oh.
recall. Like, I think you can backpack her rather than like on your shoulders. Sure.
Right. That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
All right. Athletics roll me.
Okay.
Not you. Godric is athletics roll.
Yeah, I'm doing that
Got it.
athletics roll.
Yeah, he described it first. That is a failure,
No.
unfortunately.
Damn.
You're 1 and 1. And you can't use the same skill again.
Yeah.
Now, Bearded, you can make an athletics roll if you would like to do similar as you see Godric falling behind. Or you can choose another skill. Nope, you're going for it. No, boy. Listen, you guys are exhausted.
roll
That
today.
rage is wearing off on you. You're getting lost in the tunnels down here, and it's wearing you down. Your physical status is probably at the lowest it's been in a while. I feel like you can feel your ki leaving you. Like the soil is just sapping your strength. It's cold, it's dark. This isn't your normal jive.
Full of terrors.
Well, Gwyneria, you're up last. It's 1 and 2 right now. If you fail, it's time for me to just eat the party.
Well, I would suggest acrobatics, being
Sure.
nimble, being able to put your feet in the right place, use your hands in the right spot in
I'll
order
buy
to
that.
get better purchase
Mhm.
and scramble through.
I will give her guidance.
All right, critical roll. I need to know what you say to give her guidance. She doesn't need to hear it.
She can't.
But you can't just say guidance as someone's writing the roll. You have to say a prayer to your god to activate it.
So I think it's like something like goddess, get us out of this place because we're underground. We're surrounded by nature. So it's just a plea to all the help we can get to get out of here.
Very well, Gwyneria, go ahead.
What do I do in order to have guidance?
Yeah, it's a D4 in your as a situational modifier to the.
So just type 1d4 in there.
Yeah.
Got it. I didn't know what it was, but
That's pretty fucking good.
yeah.
That's some good
26 total.
guidance. Solid, maximum possible guidance.
Mhm.
You are at 2 and 2 as Gwyneria, blessed by God, springs around. Does I feel like there might be some corkscrewing involved. I don't want to say pirouettes, but
Shrimping.
okay.
In jiu-jitsu, it's called shrimping.
That means something at different places, but let's just go with it.
But
Yeah.
whatever.
We have come back around. Anyone can act using any skill that you personally have not previously used. It is now 2 and 2. The next success or failure will decide your fate.
So since this was my dumb idea, should I try this roll then?
This was
Yeah,
not a
take
dumb
us home,
idea.
James.
You've just dodged your way out of having a fight into maybe not having a fight.
All right, so I'll go back to trying to use stealth just to get us up to the passageways without noticing us.
I want the Hall of the Mountain King, No.
Yes.
No.
45 total.
No.
Yeah.
This is an apex predator in its own lair. All right. I agree to this bargain. It's fair. It's fair. You breach the surface. As you do, you see numerous elves out here. They have torches and long swords. and are wandering around shouting to each other. Now you've come back
what
out.
They're saying?
What, do you want to take your earwax out?
No, lip read what they're saying.
Oh, lip read! And I would normally ask you for a perception roll, but your passive perception is 20 fucking 4! All right. You speak Elven.
I do, yes.
Oh man, I can't get you on anything on this one. All right. This is Celeste. You've passed all 3 checks. You get the information. Okay, so you get Rython going, yes, that's right. I've decided we should kill the outsiders. That would be the best course of action. But as you're looking at him, you can see his eyes are like wide and filled with fear. He's moving weirdly as well. And the person he's talking goes to, I recall that you said that that should be the action we take. Yeah. We had a meeting last night and decided that we should kill the outsiders that Quineria brought. We should kill them. And then this person turns and goes to have a conversation with the person next to them, and they have the exact same conversation.
No, I'm writing out what's happening, and so the others can see it on the girl's notepad. Like something is affecting them psychically. I don't know if that's what this thing does, but
Just as a reminder where you all are, you have exited the closet in, hold on, I'll get her name, Grogani's house next to her dead parents, and are hushed. I want to say it's dark now, like duskish. It's getting dark. What's the plan?
so I'll write down on the notepad, sneak out of town, question mark.
I give the thumbs up.
Quineria, these people are your spiritual responsibility. Can you truly abandon them in their hour of greatest need?
They will murder everybody. I can't save them. I tried. I failed.
I agree with you. I was just trying to make you feel guilty.
I don't feel guilty.
I was going to say, do we?
I mean, you're assuming we're leaving forever. That's not the case.
No.
Yeah, imagining abandoning your whole town.
If we leave now, there's probably not going to be anyone for us to come back and save. One by one, they're all going to disappear.
I take the notebook.
Yeah, go.
I'm going to write down. History teaches us that if you know continuing to fight a battle means you'd lose, then retreat is your only option. We must withdraw.
I think Godric's going to take the notebook and say, we need to evacuate the town. And I think if we create a second disaster, the town will be forced to evacuate, and we can maybe get them far enough away to do something.
I'm laughing. I love that he was like, let's make a second disaster.
That's right. When you've got zombies, set them on fire. You know, boom, flaming zombies, you know.
I mean, we already have one person in the party who's an expert at burning down towns.
Ow!
Nicely played.
Houses can be rebuilt. Or they can just come with us and live at the keep.
That was in character? Because I'm going to remember that shit.
No, I'm not going to say that in character. I'm just saying that to the cast.
I mean, we need. I'm just saying we need to get away from the town far enough that we're not under immediate danger, and we can discuss this without having to resort to gestures and etc.
Without having to resort to passing a notebook around.
Yeah.
Okay. As you are leaving, 24 passive perception. You get.
By the way, can I say the weasel's coming too? Because then I can cast Speak with Animals and work out, can the weasel still hear the song when we're far enough away?
Sure.
And it stays until the following dawn.
Absolutely. You know what? I can't stop you. Those are the rules. You continuously order the weasel to follow you every round.
No, it acts as a friend. It acts as an ally to you. And it's...
Well, actually,
We're about to have a sprinkle situation up again. But as you get about a mile outside of the center of town, 24 passive perception, you see the creature breach the earth. It is surrounded by people with torches, and you see that it didn't really have blood vessels or veins or even like skin, really. Something like veins bulge as all three mouths are singing. The people nearby are like, ugh. They're like looking around. They've gone from mind-controlled murderists to I don't see what's directly in front of me. And then it looks unwell. It looks, to be clear, it has scars. It has two like lightning blasted areas on it. It looks physically whole. No like holes. Everything has been healed up but scarred.
I want to.
It looks tired as it leans down and just eats the baker.
Am I close enough to like throw something at it?
You're a mile away. Can you throw 1 mile?
No, I cannot. But we can see it a mile away.
Yeah, because it's night
Huge.
and it's surrounded by torches now. Yes.
Okay. So from a mile away, we can watch it eat the baker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cinematically. And again, it's not all of you. It's Eagle Eyes with the 24 perception. Nearing an Age of Gods act. Like 30 is nearly impossible divine skill level. 25 is like Archmage or Dragon level. So James's ability to see is Legolas, what do your elven eyes see? Caramites from Dunland.
And this is why the alertness feat is different in D&D 1.
I'm sure it is. Probably directly from Liam O'Brien. Okay. What do you want to do having seen that? Doing nothing is an answer. You don't have to do anything from seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I will try to call people's attention to what's going on. You know, this is something if it's
they're having trouble seeing that far. You know, it's just indistinct.
Yeah,
but he can't tell us what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know the area effect of its thing. So eventually, I'll be casting Speak for Animals and asking the weasel when it can no longer hear the song.
I mean, I'd rather fight it above ground than underground.
Right.
Yeah, but whenever we hurt it enough, it just retreats under the ground.
Yeah. The only other option would be to try and lure it somewhere where it can't burrow into the ground.
Could it even go that far? Or at least maybe have it send the townsfolk after us to a distance where maybe we can get them out of, the range of the singing, maybe. At least lure them.
It's true. We could go to the edge of the town and try and, harry them into the woods with us, chasing us, but
I'm saying we lure the townspeople out and just convince them to come with us.
AP, can we get somewhere that we can have a regular conversation without having to write this down? And
yes, but I think we should do it after we return from the break.
Oh.
Very well. We'll be back in about 5 minutes for that third. That's the money. We're back. Everybody's talking about dinner all of a sudden. And,
talking about lunch.
So he's talking about lunch, of course. Australia. Everyone's just going to get up and go grab dinner whenever they want to, except for Guineria, who's already had dinner.
Yes.
Would be me.
Oh, and yeah. All right. So you use the weasel as a sounding board. I'm just going to fast forward here and assume that what you do is you cast Speak with Animals. You ask the weasel to let you know when it doesn't hear the song anymore, and then wait until the weasel reacts in some way. You get pretty much exactly 5 miles away from the center of town. You are... So the town is built into a mountain valley that has a gentle slope in basically every direction. You're basically like at the mouth of a pass when the weasel begins running in circles.
Okay. Running in circles, all right. So
Circles.
are you all right?
It nods, and I don't know that it has any gestures to give you to indicate you're okay to unclog your ears.
Okay.
It continues to run in circles to...
At least another half mile, we should go past the edge of the effect just in case it's moving around. So,
Okay.
Everyone happy with that?
Wise moves. Yeah. Wise moves indeed, James.
Yeah. The other question is, do we have a volunteer person to not participate in the conversation and stay blocked just in case it's hunting us? All right.
Volunteers tribute.
Okay, so Tanira will have to keep ears blocked, and either that or I do because I can lip read everybody else.
I like how you have this one skill, so you made it. You just want to make sure everyone knows that you can lip read.
Hey, I took this instead of taking attribute increases. All right, so
It first took a long time.
I know American Sign Language and Morse code.
And I don't know Morse code, which is why noise people put in escape rooms like everybody knows it. All right. So my thinking is that the best way to handle this would be to try and pull a limited number of people. So effectively, like sneak into town, bundle someone up, block their ears, drag them out. The more people we do this with, the less people there are to threaten us, and the more people we've got to help continue to do this. Like I don't see a way that, given its power, that we can just convince everybody to leave at once, because the mob will turn hostile against us.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna bundle them up and then clog their ears, we don't need to sneak them out of town afterwards. We can just bundle them up and block their ears and then show them the note.
Depends on how long it takes for them to get out of the spell. Also,
I think that once your ears are blocked, you effectively, from that point, anything you learn, stays learned. But we've got to convince them, and then we've got to go and do it again with the next person. Like, we could set up somewhere in town that we're doing this from, but that just raises the risk that it will then attack us in that place.
I think the first thing we need to do is set up a camp and rest.
Yeah, overnight.
Mm-hmm.
But I've summoned Sparky in white form because it's cold here. And we'll explain to him what happened as well and what we're dealing with.
No, you're having a conversation with Sparky. I believe, Tanira, you have the sending stone that links back to Dragonhold.
Yeah.
Okay. Your sending stone goes off.
Does it vibrate?
No, you just hear a voice talking to you.
In my head or just in the open? Because I'm still deaf.
It is in your head. Let me double check. You hear the message in your mind.
Okay.
You recognize the sender. The sender is Lucien Saint Gerard. 25 words or less. Hold on, I need to write something down. Entertain the audience.
Hello, audience. How are you doing? We need to entertain you.
Should we do our outros now?
No.
So we don't have to do them later?
No, I don't really have an outro for this week anyway. Let's talk about the fact that Guineria did use a sword. I mean,
one round.
It's okay. I'm trolling you.
One round, and it was fire, and it was to cut things with fire. I mean, that.
Listen, all of our magic items at this point are just not doing what the manufacturer said they would. Yeah, I was thinking big ram attacks, and I got a Ford.
No. Well, we need some time to figure out, rest, recover, feel better.
I took no damage from that battle.
I got my leg chewed several times here. I mean, yeah. Thankfully, healing potion helped.
I think the panther
but
did more damage to us than this thing did.
because we kept hurting it, it kept regenerating. We kept hurting it, it kept regenerating. We kept hurting it, it kept regenerating. I mean, come on.
All right. The message is as follows. Tanira, Lucian here. Your dragon has disappeared suddenly. You should know the town here is plagued with dreams of deep ocean floors. Started the night before you left. You can reply 25 words.
Wait, my dragon, the black one?
No. Sparky.
Oh, Sparky, got it.
Sparky, well, I mean, first off, your dragon is not black, it's emerald, but...
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna ask Hithrix for the book to write down what he said in the book.
All right.
And show it to the group.
So, you could say dragon safe. That's two of your words. That's don't worry about that happening.
Okay, I'll just.
What else? What do you want to find out from them?
You could just write it on the paper, and I'll just translate it to them.
So the night before we left.
Does that mean that we felt it before we left?
You don't recall any such dreams.
Interesting.
I mean, we can't get back there.
Can't
Right now.
exactly leave this town. Yeah, they're just gonna have
Well,
to deal with it.
we lack the magical ability to get there as well.
Yeah, it's gonna take us a while to get back.
Like, it obviously wasn't a big enough problem that they didn't wait to tell us. So they waited to tell us until after Sparky disappeared.
Do you think it has some correlation with Sparky leaving?
No, because it happened before he left.
Oh, yeah, right.
So just to be clear, I want to make sure you understand the sequence of events is people had weird dreams before you left, but it took them a while to report it and for that to get filtered to Lucian, right? Just
Right.
two people on the street corner going, I had a weird dream about the ocean last night, and someone going, yeah, me too. Not enough to get reported. 100 people saying that to each other finally makes its way up the food chain.
I'll have to figure that out later. There's nothing
Can we tell them to send for someone that can come and cast magic or something? Go and bring in a hireling mage that can try and work out what's going on.
Okay, dragon safe. Send for a hireling mage to figure out what's going on.
Yes.
Anything
that,
else?
Nope.
Okay. You send that.
All right. So you're all right to rest tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I don't feel like resting with my ears clogged, so I'm just gonna take that out for the night.
Well, whoever's on watch should have their ears clogged.
Yeah, I don't want my ears clogged. I
Whenever,
mean, I'll take first watch, I guess.
Yes.
several minutes later, you are the recipient of a sending spell.
Oh.
You do not recognize the sender. You don't know who this is. Guineria. It is I, Malabin, of the College of Whispers. I understand you are nearby. With our combined song, we can overcome this problem. Come to the waterfall. Plug your ears. Dragon? You can reply 25 words or less.
So the last word was dragon in a question?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, reply. Weary from battle. Need rest. Will attend waterfall in morning. Dragon is ally. Need signal bird call 3 times when we arrive.
How are they going to hear a bird? How are we going to hear a bird call if our ears are blocked?
Well,
Too far too late. Message sent.
too late. Message sent.
I love that you do that. It's this is a crazy situation. You got to overcome with magic and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think.
Don't worry, I have a plan.
I think when we make camp for the night, Godric has a. What was the girl's name? Grogina? Grogoroni?
Oh, hold on a second.
Gorgani.
Gorgani.
I wrote it down. Gorgani.
He brings Grogani over and has her help him make dinner.
Okay.
But he does it in a way like he's trying to teach her to like how to cook and stuff.
Sure. Make a cooking chef's utensils proficiency check with wisdom.
Wisdom, not Arcana.
Just add your proficiency to your wisdom modifier. Make a roll.
Okay. D20 go. Proficiency is a +3. Wisdom is a +1. So
16.
+4.
You definitely get her mind off of whatever horrors she has witnessed today.
Does she have a sign language?
I was going to say I wanted to start learning her sign language.
But it's probably not the standard sign language. It's probably
but can we spend some time like trying to learn her sign language?
Yes. She can speak though, just to be clear. She's deaf, not mute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to spend some time with her learning her sign language.
Okay.
And actually, that should be a +2 for my wisdom.
Sure.
This didn't update with the +2 wisdom I got from the book.
Do you speak Elven?
Does speaking Elven matter in relation to sign language?
The base language that her sign language is based off of is Elven, which is why you're having trouble understanding it. It's just going to take you longer than it would someone who speaks Elven.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I also speak English, and I struggle with ASL too, so...
I assume that you would probably struggle more if it was a non-English ASL. I'm just going to throw that out.
It's all just charades.
Charades, even.
One of the hardest, most reputed, funny party games where people don't have a common means of communication.
No, you do. 2 words. First word sounds like
Yeah, exactly.
There are some standard things.
Your advanced game-playing mechanics are making their way into the world. We did all the hand signals.
I'm going to make chef's treats while we're...
Sure. Chef's treats, yeah. Bearded, what do you got?
Nothing.
All right.
I'm going to meditate for a bit.
All right. I need survival checks from everyone who's doing a watch.
I will do a watch.
I'm doing the first watch. It's my ears already plugged.
I'm gonna do something crazy and say that your survival checks at everyone just roll. I was gonna say it's at disadvantage because your ears are clogged, but you rolled a natural 20, so I'll just honor that and give it to you. They both rolled 20, folks at home.
Yep.
James taught.
Here I go with a 1.
James taught everybody how to do that fucking noise shit, and now they're all doing it.
The first roll I do is a
All
natural 20.
3 of them hit 20s on their checks. Just don't even bother. I'm going. If I wasn't already in my house, I'd leave to go there. Okay? Yeah. You get through the night. You're all fucking safe. You have some nice treats in the morning. What do you want to do now? You have to spend an hour doing your spells and shit. What do you do after that?
I'm giving... Hold on. These chef's treats I'm going to give...
Make sure you go into your sheet and do long rest so you can get all your spell slots back and everything.
Yes. I'm going to give 2 treats to Grenaria, and I'm going to give Third one to Nira.
Thanks. Our last meals.
Guineria, as
Yes.
you're eating, you receive a sending spell.
Yes.
You identify the sender. The sender's name is Malabin.
Mm-hmm.
Message begins. Malabin here. What the fuck do you mean dragon is ally? Dragon is eating our village. Our combined song may be able to burst its brain. Explain yourself. Also, bird call?
She's got a point.
I meant bird illusion.
Hold on.
Dragon-
No. Before you go through with this, you live in an
Yes.
elven valley. Explain to me how he will know the difference between a real bird and an illusionary bird.
Because when I cast this illusion and it's a rainbow swirling bird
Okay.
that corkscrews
You
around.
sold me on it. You sold me.
Will understand.
All right.
Right? Okay. I meant bird illusion. You'll know. Oh,
Magic.
the Hydra dragon is an enemy. We brought help. Don't be afraid when you see Sparky. We are moving out soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to think that all these sending spells, they're like 1990s texts where you had like limited number of characters you could send. So it's all like abbreviated words, you know. So
B4.
BRBTTYL.
okay, thanks, bye.
Okay. GG easy.
Okay, do I remember where the waterfall is from when I lived here?
Yeah.
Okay. So
You
I've
lived
been
here for
at
like
least
100 years or something, right? I feel
Yeah.
like you probably know the local area pretty well.
We all plug our ears and I will lead us there.
How do you plug Sparky's ears? No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's not that hard. It will accept it. As soon as you cross through the mountain pass, the sky turns red, and you are aware of loud elven chanting. Sparky begins glowing and is surrounded by 4 fairy wisps.
Is that you, buddy, or?
So Sparky is looking around, panicked.
What's wrong?
I mean, again, whatever's happening is so loud, it is penetrating through you deafening yourself. I mean, Sparky's just looking around. They have no sign language to communicate with you, and
But he can talk, and I can agree with this.
of course, he says, "Yes, I'm not sure what's going on, but this seems bad. I'm surrounded by motes of magic."
Some sort of counter song, maybe. They fear it that the Hydra is a dragon of some type.
Oh, right. This is an elven valley. Yet they're definitely ready for me to show up.
We did warn them.
No, this is a dragon. It's part of the spells that they lay on the hidden valley. I read it in Guineria's dreams. Well, this is a critical oversight. They definitely know we're coming.
We warned them you were coming.
Oh,
Not if we're headed to the waterfall. How far to the waterfall?
probably like 7 miles. It's on the far side of town. The completely open, flat terrain in daylight. Surrounded by 4 magical floating sparkles.
I need the notebook.
Okay, from that book.
Yes, alarm system for Valley against dragon attack. Can we hide Sparky somewhere else?
He can right outside the valley.
Sparky says to you in your mind, wait, we can use this.
Okay. Sparky has an idea.
Ooh.
I think one of you should unplug your ears.
I'll do it.
Okay. Here, you unplug your ears.
Yeah.
I need you to make a roll real quick.
Yeah.
It's where you find out that Sparky was in league with the Hydra the whole time.
Damn it. Hail Hydra. What check am I making?
None, I'm just kidding. You're perfectly fine. Yeah, the sound again, you don't speak Elvish, but the sound of the dragon alarm is louder than the sound of the singing.
Pretty loud.
Yeah, it's incredibly annoying. It's just people chanting in Elven over and over again. And again, to be clear, the sky is now red, so
Probably not the greatest.
So they would have heard this, but do we ask Sparky to wait outside the effect to cancel it, or do we continue with him?
I think as long as I remain here, the villagers are safe. Ironically.
Sounds good to me.
I unplug my ears.
Okay.
The sound of the alarm cancels out this, or at least drowns out the sound.
Do you remember
of
when
the
I
Hydra.
asked you to make a bunch of counter spell checks?
Yeah, and
you failed.
I failed them.
You failed every roll.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your initial idea was correct. You
Yeah,
just
but
couldn't
just-
make it happen.
you know,
It
well,
wasn't
the
meant to
valley
happen
did it
until
for
this point.
us. So, what does the Elven chanting say to someone who speaks it?
A dragon attack in process. All archers to the battlements. Dragon attack in process.
All right. Do we
To
go
the waterfall.
Okay. All right.
I will need a stealth check at disadvantage from everyone.
Are we trying to be stealthy, or is it just in general?
You tell me, actually.
I thought they were trying. They were knowing.
I mean,
we were coming.
I'm under the impression that we're coming to see friendly, so I
Yeah,
wouldn't be
I'm not trying to stealth.
I was gonna say I don't know if Godric can be stealthy.
Yeah, probably not.
You reach several of the houses that are recessed into the walls of this valley, where elves are coming out. They're pointing bows at you. They very clearly see a dragon, but they stop and approach you slowly, arrow nocked, not pulling the bow back, just really hesitant to get close to a dragon, and are shouting very loudly in Elven, "Hello! Blessed of the Cadent Star! Something is going on. You're walking around with a dragon. My memories... Strange things are happening."
We know.
Yes,
we are
I
here to
don't
help.
know. What's happening?
There is a Hydra dragon that attacked the town. We have brought an ally dragon to help.
Why didn't the
alarm-
Hydra dragon set off the dragon alarm?
We don't know. But now
Okay.
that the alarm is going off, we can counteract its Hydra song. This is why you don't remember. It has been trying to mind control all of you
Why is
Now
my
we
wife dead?
because the Hydra has been eating people and controlling them. But I have come back. We've engaged it in battle, wounded it, but we had to retreat. We are regrouping, and we will attack it again. It has no power over us now.
Okay. He begins sobbing uncontrollably.
I was going to say, yeah, that was.
I go give him a hug.
That was
Give
a
him a
rough,
hug.
a rough introduction to the truth.
Pat on the back.
Make
Yeah.
a intimidate or persuasion check, I
Not
guess.
persuasion. I'm
Why,
being nice.
why can't I find my wife? Oh yeah, that thing ate her.
Yeah, she's dead.
Who, the baker? Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, we
I'm
knew
not
that.
the-
guy.
No.
We watched it happen.
Oh no,
Oh,
Guineria.
11.
Oh no.
11.
You know what? Let's say I haven't seen that yet, just in case anyone wants to throw a guidance on that bad boy.
Yeah, I'll throw a guidance on it.
What do you say?
I think I'm mumbling to myself.
Be nice.
Because it's supposed to be like a prayer to the gods, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not necessarily to the
I'm-
gods. It's just like, your ventures will be blessed, or knock your arrow slightly to the left or something. You guide someone like a prayer.
Soothe your words.
I feel like I'm crazy talking. Like, have people ever been to church and received guidance from a priest before? Like, I can't be the only. I mean, I might be the only Unitarian here, but I can't be the only one who's ever been in a church before.
I tend to catch fire in church.
I think
Oh my God.
no, I think Godric is saying like a small prayer to his forge god.
All right.
I think he's saying through fires and the flames we carry on.
Roll a d4, Guineria. You need to hit at least a 3 on this bad boy. No. Okay.
No,
He
only a
is
2.
inconsolably sobbing at the idea that for many weeks his life has been, over a month, his life has been in the grasp of a evil dragon. His wife is dead. Many of his neighbors have been eaten. Life is terrible for him, and he's coming to a slow Cthulhu mythos complete mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On the plus side, if he just walks outside the area of the effect, he'll forget all that again and go back to living a blissful life.
No, because if he was away from the song,
Yeah.
it's
Everything.
not that the alarm is making him this way. If you stop the dragon alarm, he'll go back to having a
Yeah.
horrifying life where his subconscious mind is aware of everything that's happening, giving him a growing sense of dread, but his conscious mind is perfectly fine.
Okay, I grab him and I say, "Do you want revenge against the beast?"
Grab the crying man.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I escort him into the house
all right.
and we move on.
He starts making some tea, I guess, and entering into a depressive spiral.
On way.
It's bad to learn that your wife's dead. It's even worse to learn that she was eaten. It's truly bad to learn that most of your town's being eaten and you can barely remember it happening. You keep making your way. This conversation repeats itself many times, but
I try and
eventually,
get more polite about it.
Can you roll for it?
really not. You were such a low bar. Becoming more polite at this point is not difficult.
You rolled like a 5.
Yeah.
You get to the point where you have informed enough people that they will spread virally out and inform everyone else of what's going on. But just to be clear, I want to know from your perspective, what do you tell them what's going on? What's the message the people of the town are getting from their Canis Star?
A strange Hydra has attacked us. The dragon alarm has silenced its song. We will take up arms and free our valley. We've been oppressed by it for too long and must overcome it now.
I will let you make another persuasion check. Know that failure on this one will be very bad.
Can I give
You got
good
inspiration
guidance?
left?
He's the one who gives the inspiration.
Yeah. Oh,
James means GM inspiration.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
22. There we go. Much better.
22. You could. Yeah, it sounds like someone gave you guidance. So throw another D4 in there. See if you can hit a 25.
Okay.
Do your Candid Star stuff. Oof.
24.
No. 24.
Many people are grieving, as Chad is saying. Many people are grieving. You do not get an entire town full of fully trained elven archers and longswordmen ready to march to kill the evil dragon. You do get a core of elite hunters led by Rython and the other watchmasters. So you get a bunch of bowmen, pretty much everybody who survived the initial dragon attack and hasn't been eaten by the Hydra. So you get a core of like 12 very skilled archers who then escort you.
Do they have something that's not like putting earwax in our ears that could potentially drown out the sound?
Yes, it's the dragon alarm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
They are all acquiring various forms of like wax or ear stuffing just in case this ends and putting it in anyway.
Yeah.
They don't want to get caught twice.
Good
In
to
the
know.
ancient words of the poem, won't get fooled again.
Who said that? I don't remember.
Okay, you keep walking. You make your way to the waterfall. You see no one here.
I
Perception check.
conjure an illusion of a bird with a rainbow tail, and I have it corkscrew around through the sky several times.
James, to your perception checks.
Oh,
I was going to ask if this guy's stealth is higher than Kithrix's
Well, I'm
passive
going to
perception.
actively make you roll versus his.
Yeah,
Still hit 20.
I'm much worse when I'm actually rolling for it because you don't get to add the. It's weird because you're going to add the extra bit to the.
Good enough.
Yeah.
This person, you see that they were hiding nearby, like laying down with like a woven mat over them. No one else, even the skilled elven hunters, have missed them. You are the only person who has seen Malaben.
I feign not seeing them. Just I won't
okay. So what happens is the group goes past Malaben, like, what did he miss it? Like, did he miss the signal? And then he stands up behind all of you and says, "Lo, I have appeared!" None of the elven hunters turned because they still have earwax in. But yeah, he tries to get people's attention. He's a bard, so he does it very dramatically. Again, though, he's wearing a ghillie suit like a cape. So he swishes his way in front of all of you and whips out a sword that is made out of actual shadow. Lo! I have appeared! It is I, Malaben, of the College of Whispers.
Malabin, we do see you. Thank you.
You should.
For
I'm standing
meeting
in
with us.
broad daylight in the open.
Don't be that way.
I'm a bard.
Anyway, stop it. Come here.
I'll switch
Please.
to the common language of the Empire so your companions can understand what I'm saying in the superior Elvish language.
Some of them do speak the language, but please switch anyway.
Howdy, friends. I'm Malaban. You're
Hello,
laughing.
Malabin.
I know I got a bit of an accent. I learned how to speak Imperial Common in a particular kingdom. How'd you do?
Not well. Not well. Things are not going well. You may
So
have
this is the
noticed.
dragon that
This
you
is
brought
our
with
dragon.
you.
Yes.
Sure.
This is our allies.
Why are we
Berkey.
not murdering it?
Because
This
there
one's
are
not- this
different
one's not
factions of
murderable.
dragons, and some are oppressive, and some are
Kind and gentle.
kind and gentle and helpful and
Dragons tried to destroy our entire race and stole
yes.
our immortality from us.
wise. That's the legions of Unash. Yes, that's one side of it.
The legions
Bucky.
of Unash. That's a name
Yeah.
I ain't heard in a long time.
Well, yeah. So Unash is in play, as people like to say.
All right, hold on.
Sparky's a hero who's already helped us defeat one evil dragon.
You have been trying to gaslight him into believing he's a hero. He goes, hero dragon, huh? Well, what in tarnation? Ain't heard nothing like that before. Sorry, nothing like that before. All right,
I
he
love,
doesn't have
I
any
love the way
further
that you, I love
information
the way you
about
can trade double negatives into an accent.
Well, we are gathering. We tried to fight this strange Hydra dragon aberration that's not. And there were too few of us. We had to retreat.
I don't
So we
know it's
brought-
about how many people you've got. The thing is, it's got a brain. Most of its body is a brain.
Mm,
It uses its brain in order to attack.
mm.
You can wear it down by making loud noises and stuff. That's why I came out here to the waterfall. I thought something was affecting me, so I came to the loudest place I thought I could figure out. I've been out here for days practicing my yodeling so I could cancel them out.
Well, then you would be a wondrous ally.
I would, but we got this here dragon alarm going off. Unfortunately, I don't think our spells penetrate that deep into the ground. But the great news is I can assist you on your counter song because you're also a bard, right?
I am more about the knowledge and spells, but I would accept
I'm
your
gonna be
lead.
flat honest with you. I'm an assassin. I murder people for money. So the singing part isn't my forte, as you might say, nor is the spellcraft. I'm kind of basic bitch in that way.
Well,
this is going swimmingly.
You have an impressive shadow blade. Maybe that will bite deep.
Oh yeah, no, I'll probably stab it to death once it's disabled, but I think if we can overwhelm its brain by forcing it to defend itself psychically, things will go well. And I'm sorry, young lady with the tail over there. What did you just say to me? This is going swimmingly?
Swimmingly.
Does
Yes,
this sound
another
like
ally.
the kind of opportunity to be sarcastic? That's, like, what are you accomplishing here in this war council?
For me?
Does it make you feel better?
Yeah, actually it does.
Well, all right. I guess if it relieves some of your stress, it'd be annoying.
Sorry, are you an interesting instrument playing bard?
I mean, I would posit that the voice is a finely tuned instrument. As I mentioned, I've been practicing my yodeling.
I hold up my pipes of haunting. Could you play this?
I can yodel. He takes a look at your pipes of haunting. Hold on. You know what, James? Roll a D2. And on a 2, he's trained in pipes.
All right, no worries. So,
James really coming out with some weird ass strategies all episode.
flip a coin.
Everybody's gonna take lip reading.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
it's 0-1. 0-1 with flipping a coin.
okay.
So,
All right. He says, but I did take a pipes course in college.
I mean, it's more sound, and it only affects those hostile to you.
He picks the pipes up. He looks over them at Tanira, and that's where we're going to end the episode right there. Are we going to defeat the Hydra with yodeling? No, the yodeling will support Guinaria's counter song. He's going to give her advantage.
Maybe
His
I'll
yodeling
actually-
is going to be a baseline.
Yeah, we'll roll my gas next time.
Whereas if the pipes can give the Hydra disadvantage on all its actions.
All right, let's see here. Pipes of... I don't... You ordered a bunch of magic items. I don't remember what all
it's a wisdom save DC 15. If they fail, they're frightened, which means they're a disadvantage on all attacks and ability checks, and
Jesus,
they can't
this is
willingly
actually
move.
super dangerous.
They
Oh
can't
my
willingly-
god, this could actually... Listen,
Why didn't we use
you've
this?
had a lot of strategies so far. This one could work.
Yeah, they can't willingly move towards the person playing it.
So I'm going to tell you this above character. It doesn't regenerate like at the end of its turn, it automatically gets stuff. It has the bonus action to regenerate. So if it's frightened, it can't do that. So this could conceivably keep it from healing itself. This could
But the
murder it.
moment it makes a save, though, it's immune to the effects of the pipes. For the
That's
24
okay.
hours, so.
That's you just need to play the pipes at a critical moment when it starts getting low, when it prepares to run.
Yeah.
You got to reserve those pipes. I feel like I could make some kind of pipe joke, and I got nothing. I'm fucking bottom of the barrel here.
Okay, I mean, I could use the pipes too. It's just I thought it might enhance the bard's ability, but if he's
his abilities are yodeling and teleporting out of people's shadows and stabbing them in the neck. It's a very specific skill set.
But it's what you got, so
yeah, I mean, you know. Well, friends, we made it to the end of this episode, and we get to do the fight again next time.
Yay!
And we're still alive.
Well, have more people and be better prepared, and maybe we can lure it to the surface when it comes looking to find out why things are going wrong. I don't know.
I just want to know if you ever felt afraid, despite the fact that Guarnerio is the only one who took any significant amount of damage.
So I went through an emotional roller coaster this episode,
Okay.
AP. So I get that these are sorts of opponents. It's less about just rolling to do more damage before they do damage to you. It's more about role-played solutions to problems as such. And I think I had in my head that we had role-played our way last session into what was then effectively the regular encounter with it, and then the sort of the keep away mechanics of the burrowing. Then it doesn't lead to fright; it leads to frustration, so to speak. But then we've turned that around now back into a new role play thing. That like it's obviously going to be defeated eventually through the damage, but we've sort of had like that double hump of role playing and fighting. So I think that from a climax point of view, it makes good narrative sense. So I was down in the frustration dumps, and I'll come back up again. So so next time we'll go back down to the bottom again. You can frustrate me again.
Perfect. What you should know, folks at home, is that James is congratulating himself for managing up me into skipping the second fight in the tunnel. Everything he said was really just patting himself on the back. Listen. I don't want to say
having him around.
It sounds bad to say I'm glad you were frustrated, but it is interesting to me to have an opponent that you can't just outrightly murder to death, because the two people on this side of the screen are the murder people to death people. The two, I'm not pointing at you, honestly. You're not the one I'm pointing at.
The murder.
It's Godric and Guarneria. The G's out here are just like, I deal 70 damage this round.
Yeah.
You good, man? And I'm like, you know what? For once, I am fucking good. I got hundreds of hit points here. And then after 3 rounds, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm almost dead. I gotta fucking bury myself in the ground. I was so worried you guys were just gonna find some bullshit way to keep coming for me. I was like, oh no, I can't do the thing where I run away and come back fully healed. Then you did stop, and I was like, still got that intact. I don't know that I've run many encounters like this, James, so I'm sorry I'm not super experienced at the creative answer to how to solve things. The funny part is if you had summoned Sparky at any time, this encounter, and indeed the whole situation, as you've already realized, would have ended. It just would have been a different situation of the people in town attacking you. But you have well-timed approaching people one at a time from outside of town. It's working for you.
So I think what we have gotten has made perfect narrative sense.
Okay.
Perfect narrative flow.
Excellent. You didn't tell me about stall warnings. I'm working for it here.
I like that we didn't overcome this, didn't just walk in and hit it with damage, that we had to retreat, that we had to think that, we've been thwarted. Can't have everything perfect every time.
Yeah.
It's something most D&D parties don't get, is that running away is an option. And we got into a situation where we realized it can just, while it's in its lair, it can just bury itself, heal back to full, and we can't go after it or do anything. And then it can come back at us. And we realized that it's just going to be it's a war of attrition at that point. Eventually we're going to run out of spell slots. We're going to run out of action surge, out of all of our tricks. And all we're going to be left is I attack and end my turn.
But what's really incredible to me is that you had so many tricks and you just failed to employ them. You didn't bring Sparky. You continuously failed your rolls against Counter Song. Like, it was so many bad things happening to you to lead to this moment. And I think it's really interesting that you've come out of it well and indeed stronger. Only one person had to die to get this to happen.
The Baker. Poor Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah, this character has actually been an interesting learning experience for me from the point of view that, like, Sparky is effectively a mechanic of the class, you know. So I could have played a ranger with a different what do you call it, archetype, that would have had a different set of stats, different set of things. And of course, Sparky there can be times when we say, okay, you know, we're not going to bring him into this environment. We choose not to have him here, and then as a character, it means that you've then got one less gimmick, but it makes roleplay sense. So it's been interesting to sort of see the whole point of view of, and I suppose you do it with other characters too. Like my character with an ultimate weapon is not going to fight because we're going to hand to hand. You know, even when I could be using my sword, but the wizard, for example, doesn't have to worry about that. You know, you have all sorts of weird ways of doing it. But it's been interesting.
I don't know
to
if the wizard wants to fight hand to hand though. That's
but I'm going to get a point. It's an interesting way where you can narratively pull out, like, cancel one of your character mechanics.
What I like about Sparky is that originally he had tons of powers that weren't written into the class, and he's lost that as he's leveled up. Like, he no longer can read people's dreams. His telepathic communication has fallen away. His ability to see into the astral plane is gone.
I love the comment in chat there, but the Baker had it coming. Read the fan fiction.
Don't write. Her name was Lossel, just in case you're going to do it. And she was a nice woman. She made excellent elven whey bread and delicious treats every single day.
How do you spell her name?
Lhossel. James writes fan fiction. Lossel woke up. It was her last day.
Chat GPT will write fan fiction.
Jeez Louise. That makes me feel uncomfortable. Outsourcing fan fiction for my games to an AI?
Oh, just remember, you can't write a story about Lossel without loss.
Yep, that checks out. Yeah, those are the 4 letters are all there. Double S. Oh, Lauren, that one hurt. That one hurt deeply. That one hurt.
That's a vicious mockery for you.
You're not supposed to vicious mockery the game.
You just took 38.
I don't actually have it.
I did take it.
Technically, vicious mockerying the enemy is vicious mockerying the game master.
Ooh, true.
You could vicious mockery another player in order to lower their roll, especially if they're mind controlled.
Can I say, everybody, this week, when it comes out, should go and see the D&D movie. I rate it. I had fun watching it.
Really?
Yeah, it comes out. I think on the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it.
Hold on. How are you saying it comes out on the 30th, but you've already watched it, James? What do you know?
Because he has a passive perception of 24.
I don't know if I do it here, but like every single cinema here has all sorts of preview screenings. Like I was like a member of my local cinema, and they said they gave me a preview screening like 2 weeks ago, and then other people told me, oh, their cinema's doing it this Friday, for example. So
okay, all right.
I have a ticket to go see it Friday. My AMC was doing pre-sales, and I bought a ticket, and then it asked what seat I wanted because it's assigned seating. And I could pick any seat because I was the only person who pre-purchased my ticket.
Nice.
I do agree with the review that said it's the most Chris Pine movie you'll ever watch.
Ooh,
perfect.
Well, that's pretty
more than
mixed.
Star Trek.
I mean, Star Trek defined Chris Pine to me.
Yeah,
100%.
Right.
Okay. Him doing the Kobayashi Maroon, just being like, "Okay, raise shields." Was incredible.
Well, that was him doing William Shatner, though. So
no, but it was Chris Pine fucking around, though. Like, yeah, he was recreating that, but William Shatner was not that dramatic,
Yeah,
or laconic in the process. All right, Any outros or closing thoughts here before we wrap up for the night?
Yeah, if I go see the Dungeons and Dragons movie, do I see an Ultra AVX D-Box full recliner Atmos?
Jesus.
Whatever that
Yes.
means.
You speaking the same language as the
Was that
rest of
I
Elvish?
have
us?
no idea. That's what it says.
Speaking Elvish right now.
That's what it says. Oh my goodness! The 10 p.m. showing is already sold out.
So what I will say is, if you've got kids, it's great. Like I took my kids, age 7, 9, 11. They all had a really good time. There's no gore. There are some jump scares, but there's no foul language. Like it is perfectly good for kids as well.
No gore.
Yeah.
No foul language.
What is this? This
That's
is
not
Dungeons and
arguing.
I might go
Dragons.
take my daughter and go see it again.
Motherfucker hasn't even seen it. He's already making plans to see it twice.
I said if it's
Unbelievable.
good.
Well,
I'll
gonna
see
take-
it when it's out of theaters and it's on streaming.
That's where I'm at.
Don't spoil me.
Yeah,
I go see it for
I'll take
free,
my wife
so
when I
I
get back
I
from
will
Australia.
go.
Bump.
I don't have to pay, so I might as well go see
If you
it.
spoil it, I'm using Flurry of Blows. I don't care.
James's background's freaking me out because I know he's in a different location. I know it's different. The poster's not there. But he did a pretty good job of making it look similar enough that it's truly almost like a false Hydra.
Yeah, I'm going to put one more bookcase here, and then my painting table is going to go over here. So
You're not going to throw the summoner poster up over your shoulder again?
it's a battle master, not a summoner.
Battlemaster.
A battle
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't remember the poster that I haven't seen in like a full week.
I found some. I have a like cross section pictures. I have a cross section of a Kit Fox. I was going to put up maybe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cross section of a Raven, best cross section I'll make. Just saying. I'll go to the town to defend that. That's a good looking mech. All right, we'll be back next week to fight the False Hydra Part 2. This time with yodeling.
Oh God.
With added yodeling or more yodeling.
Hydra
Yodeling
Fight Part
plus.
2, Electric Yodeloo. Okay.
Can Gwyneria win on a counter song with advantage?
Yep.
Because we don't know that there wasn't yodeling in the first fight because we had our ears blocked.
Yeah.
That's the Hydra song could be yodeling.
True.
And now we're going to have a
is,
counter.
if it is yodeling, you literally couldn't remember that it is.
Yeah.
This is going to turn into the final scene from what is it, Hotel Transylvania 3, the one where they go on the cruise.
Oh
Wow,
yeah.
that's so specific. Okay.
I'm gonna have to watch that tonight.
All right. Come back here for yodel off next week.
Or no, don't do that. I mean, come back here, but don't come up for the yodeling. That won't be the primary form of content.
It is now.